Welcome back, everybody. This is Brothermutant here. Today we're going to continue on our look at Pathfinder Kingmaker. If you recall from our last episode, we were actually in town. I need to find a file because I haven't progressed since then, but the save didn't take on the recording, so I need to go back to the Stolen Lands. I think this is our guy. Literally. Oh wait, nope, take that back. Right here. Yeah, there we go. We were actually at Oleg's. We've completed the first round of fights with the bandits. Now we're actually setting up for the next round of fights. So I already know how this is going to play out, so a little bit of spoiler for you guys. It's tough. If you're not prepared for it, you may want to make sure you save ahead of time before talking to Oleg. Make sure you set up as much in the camp as possible, and I'll show you what I mean by that when we get inside. So we've already talked to everybody. We have, as you can see here, traps laid out. Those are instant kills for any bandit that walks in them. Now, there's 6 traps laid out. That don't mean you're going to use all 6. And as far as I know, we can't walk through the damn things and trigger them ourselves. So that's some good news. We have a tar patch down here, which will actually slow them down if you do that. And that may help for clustering. It may just impede you because, as you'll see, when you run through it, you get super slow too. So be warned. You probably can cut through this side a little faster, but they're not going to want to come through that angle so much as they're going to come straight in and maybe to the left, which you'll see here in a moment. Now, you see that we're fatigued, and that may be of concern to everybody. First, you want to check your spell books, make sure that you have all the spells you want, and you probably leveled up by now, so you want to make sure that you've picked spells. Make sure that they're ready to rock and roll. You can camp, but you won't need to because you'll camp here once you talk with Oleg and start the fight where you say wait for attack. But we're going to actually do something else here. It says, what can you tell me about the man who ran away from the post and came back? That must have been Boken. He sells potions. He lives out in the forest like a hermit, but he comes here every day. He knows every tree and bush in the area and how they can help you. The Staglord's gang wants him to work for them. He lacks the courage to fight those bandits, but he won't just walk away from us. He has a good heart, even if he grumbles a lot, especially recently. Alright. Now with that, got a little note to level up, which we've already done. With that though,
time's not waiting.
We want to make sure that we have the best possible chance to interact with them. Again, you forget our little trick here of Mr. Guidance. Wonderful free spell as Orison. Gives us a +1 to either an attack, or a skill check, or a saving throw within 1 minute. The first time it happens, it'll get used up. Let's go talk with them, shall we? It says, a frail, disheveled old man wearing a stained and tattered robe gives you a gloomy look. I'm Boken, local herbalist. What brings you here? Tell me about yourself. And he tells you a bit about himself again. We need your help fighting the bandits. Where's this coming from? You want an old man like me to fight? Here, take this potion. Consider that my help in your fight. And now that we've talked to Oleg, we have the option here for Diplomacy 16. Notice Lindsay's got a +9 right now. The bandits here bother you as much as Svetlana and Oleg, maybe more. Help us get rid of them for good. Failed Diplomacy check. I'd rather sit in the bushes and watch you and Oleg beat the daylights out of those thugs. Watching from a distance is more fun, you know? Okay, well, we failed the check. This is a shame. We could save scum it and beat it. I did it last time where I actually got it. By pure dumb luck, I guess. It wasn't a very difficult roll either, which is kind of disappointing. She rolled a 1. Epic failure. Good job, Linz. Well, whatever. So you can talk to Oleg now. Now that everything else is ready. Get back to the possible attack. Alright. Wanted to make sure we've exhausted every option to talk to these guys, right? Alright, I'm prepared for the attack. Get in your positions and wait. Alright, Mary flexes her shoulders. Finally a fight. Was bored with all that talking. Well, these aren't the heroics I was hoping to write about, but I guess even the greatest heroes had to start somewhere. I see you're not easily cowed. I beg you be careful, and please don't let Oleg do anything too risky. Svetlana, go inside. We're going to meet our guests. Alright. Now this will be how it sets up more or less every time. There'll be a pause here. Boom. Alright, so that was a pretty nice hit. We did some decent damage with his exploding of that alchemical barrel. Took out a guy with the trap. You see how he doesn't have the circle above his head with his health bar. So this guy's dead. These two guys look like they got killed. That's a really good start for us. That's 3 guys that are down already. Now we have guys out here, by the way, so don't discount these ranged bastards. But this is the main boss for this encounter. So the named character, obviously, is the guy that you're really going to have problems with. Now they're going to come over here and mess with Oleg because he just blew him up. So not surprising, they're going to make a cut and run right this way. Maybe we'll get lucky, take another one out with a trap. Yeah, we can't step on the trap, so we don't have to worry about that. But I don't want to have to worry about anything. So I need to get my spells out. I don't like how I suddenly don't have my bar set up the way I had originally. I know I had this set up already the way I wanted. But whatevs. I have 2 spells that are going to be of use for me. Mage Armor and Shield. And I'm going to use both of them. So... oh, I forgot this game. You can't actually do... stop that. Stop it. Stop it. You can't do... pre-casting of spells. You get one and one only. So you click on it once and then have to pay attention. Which is okay. It's just annoying. But I want to make sure that everybody's AI is on. He has... wait, I want to make sure his smite ability is there. From there, he's probably going to try to come up here and stop and see if he can't pull guys into the traps in front of him. Maybe they're stupid and we get lucky. And Lynn's will pop out her team buffage. She got any spells that I can use? Yeah, she does. Healing and damage. For some reason, her spell book hasn't been saved over here, like I normally do. It's weird how it does this to me almost like every time, too. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong when it's not saving it. Maybe it's because of the level up? Not sure. But I almost always have to re-equip everybody's bars here. And we never really seem to use the demoralizer. Let's actually read up on this. 1 enemy creature within medium range. 1 round plus 1 round for every 5 by which you beat the DC. It's kind of nice. Use your persuasion and intimidate skill to cause an opponent to become shaken for a number of rounds. This shaking condition doesn't stack with other shaking conditions to make an affected creature frightened. The DC of this check is equal to 10 plus the target's hit dice, basically their level, plus the target's wisdom modifier, so how willing they are to resist it by willpower, basically. If you are successful, the target is shaken for 1 round. This duration increases by 1 round for every 5 by which you beat the DC. You can only threaten an opponent this way if it is within 30 feet and can clearly see and hear you. Using Demoralize on the same creature only extends the duration, does not create a stronger fear condition. We might give it a go. Her persuasion is not bad, but I'd rather shoot guys, quite frankly. We know where he's going. We know what I'm doing. And Amari can actually run faster than everybody, so she's going to swing on down here. Normally, by the way, since I've already bit this one before with Boken, that one gentleman that we talked to that basically said, piss off, we're going to look in from the bushes and watch the guys beat him. Usually he stands around here somewhere and starts chucking bombs. And he does some really nice AoE damage, but it's not teammate friendly, so you can really get caught in it. So it's almost better that he's not here. But having said that, this is still going to be pretty rough. Now we're going to activate her rage, but only after she gets within range of some bad guys. I don't want to burn it up too quickly, so let's actually unpause it and see what we have to see.
Tear them apart! Repent!
You, sir, can charge. Alright. Now
This
these
should do
guys.
it. A calculated risk.
Your life ebbs low.
Come on, guys.
Serves you right.
One
There
all
Let yourself open.
Alright. And we got a bandit out here. For some reason, we lost a bandit, a couple, or they ran in and I didn't see them die. Maybe that's what it was. Not bad. And again, this is normal difficulty as far as how tough they are, as far as I'm concerned. Even though normal difficulty says they should do 80% of their damage, I had it set artificially up to 100%. Because that to me speaks of normal. I don't know why they go otherwise. But let's go take a talk with our guy here. We picked up all our items already. This here is just the barrel that spilled the tar out, so you can't pick it up anymore. Alright, Oleg, what do you guys say for yourself? Oleg is breathing heavily, but he shakes his fist in the air menacingly. You rats got what you deserved. Now they'll know better than him treat honest people like cattle. We should all call Vulcan out before he freezes in those bushes. Now, my lord, head on up to the guest rooms on the second floor. You deserve some rest after such a battle. I need to clean things up. You can go bury the bodies. This is for your efforts. Now, don't offend me by trying to turn it down. Just take it. An honest fight deserves an honest reward. If that were more common practice in this world, I think life would be so much better. He gave us $100. Thanks, buddy. Alright, now we're going to go inside. But first, let's actually look at some of that gear we just picked up, okay? It's all magical items. Notice the circle? Letting you know it's enchanted in some way. So this is a Cloak of Resistance +1 to saving throws. So 171 would become 282 for me. Who else might need it? She's got really bad reflexes. And Will. He's got horrible reflexes, but his Fortitude and Will's pretty damn good. Lindsay's doing pretty good. I'd say it's either me or her. And she's a frontliner, so let's actually give it to her. She could definitely use a little pick-me-up. So she's more likely to get poisoned too, so that extra bonus for Fortitude is going to help her. A +1 to my Fortitude isn't really going to save me a whole lot from poisons. It would have been okay on him, but his Will and Fortitude are actually pretty darn good. It's his reflexes that worry me, because his dexterity is so damn low. We're all a little tired because of our journey here. Our fatigue is acting up, so we have that issue as well. But let's go inside and take a little nappy nap. Alright, let's go talk. Before we do that, though, where's our little guy? Let them know I'm going to have some kind of a check and talk with somebody, so if I forget to do this, it's going to happen. Shut off this mic because I don't need it. We see we have stuff that we can loot. Steal some food from our guests. That's all over, even if there was a fight. We'll talk tomorrow once I finish working. Okay, so she's going to help him tidy up, I suppose. Alright. Upstairs we go. Alright, so now here's a trick.
I know what to do.
Remember, I'm the sneak thief of the team as far as I'm concerned. Now, Lindsay does a good job, don't get me wrong. But I want to get the XP for anything that I can unlock. So if I can, I'll select my character and not risk her suddenly being better than me because maybe her dexterity is higher. And then, you know, I've tried my best to actually keep her trickery down so that she doesn't progress better than me. It's kind of silly to do that, but I want to, again, make sure that I get the XP.
This is not possible.
Now, see, here's the problem. So we failed. I had a modifier of 10. Wow. And I needed a 21, so I needed an 11. So basically a 50% chance to get it, and I failed it. They will not let me go again. If Lindsay goes and she gets it, which she can do, then she'll get the XP. So I don't want to do that. I'd rather just wait on opening that up, which means we'll have to wait until I level.
That is
again.
not far.
So I'm going to pick up some items. Some of these ones here. Do all that. And we'll drop off anything that we think. Ooh, we got some magical stuff. Oh yeah, that's nice. Gotta like that. Alright, let's leave the axe behind. And I got some books that I don't particularly care about. We will leave those behind because they weigh a decent amount. 2 pounds, 2 pounds, 2 pounds. These other items we'll probably sell to Oleg. I was going to call him Olaf. Oleg. We want to try to keep the rope. I don't know if we actually use that in game, but it doesn't seem to be an item that we easily sell. And it's more expensive than a dagger. 2 gold for 1 pound. So it's almost kind of worth having. But yeah, we'll leave those things behind. Now just click on the bed. You will rest through the night and get all your spells back. You wake up from a nasty dream that tortured you almost all night long. In it, you saw a wall of unnaturally thick fog that surrounded you, slowly moving closer and closer. A quick look out of the window, and you find out that the fog was not a figment of your imagination, not a dream. And then...
Hear me. Please hear me. Can you hear me? Please.
Damn, that's a sexy voice. Alright, the half-transparent outline of a beautiful nymph appears before you. Even in this ghostly form, it's clear that she's exhausted. Her shoulders are slouched and her large blue eyes burn within her pale face. Her voice is barely more than a whisper as she reaches toward you. It seems that only you can see or hear the nymph, which is as it should be, I think. Who are you?
Who am I? Just a tear shed by the land itself. The bitter sigh of nature. I am a nymph, the guardian of this area. A defeated guardian. Call me the guardian of the bloom, if you wish.
I'm glad my adventure begins with such a beautiful sight.
Beauty is so tender. It can so easily be crushed under the blows of cruel fate. But you can save it from being undone.
Sparks light up and fade in the nymph's huge eyes. What do you want from me?
Aid. Salvation. We have a common enemy, and long have I searched for someone who can defeat him. The one you call the Stag Lord. As a storm strikes ruthlessly with gusts and lightning, the Stag Lord wreaks havoc with the swords of his servants. And not just in the world of people. The land also suffers from the evil he brings. My forests and my flowers suffocate in this fog. Soon even I will vanish, as the last ray of light fades at dusk.
Shame this isn't real D&D. If you actually had Destroy Water, I think is the name of the spell. I think there's a create/destroy water spell. You can actually use it in D&D to destroy a fog. It obliterates a specific amount of water. So you can like see a blanketed field, like the enemy's hiding behind it. You cast the spell. It's very low level, 1 or 2. And druids will just poof, no more fog. But anyway, we're digressing. How can I help you?
This fog, it enshrouds, entangles, suffocates. If only I could learn how it was created. But my powers wane. I have barely the strength to call out to you. All I know for certain is that somewhere in this forest lies an old house, and it echoes with the remnants of a strange power. The Stag Lord and his druid were there. The fog hides this place from me, but I can point you to the bandits' camp near the Thornford. Make them tell you where this place is. Go there and listen to the echo, catch the whispers, search for anything that can tell you how the fog was created. Once the fog clears, nature will breathe again, and you will be able to easily find your way to the fortress of our mutual enemy.
Thornford has been revealed. That's on the overland map, guys. 270 XP gained. Outstanding. Alright, I understand. Farewell. Wait, the Stag Lord is responsible for the fog? That's a new option, I think.
Yes. It hides his fortress as well as his dark deeds. But while responsible, he did not create this affliction. It is the work of a powerful druid who has betrayed even himself. I know not why the powers did not leave this renegade, but even I was unable to defeat him.
So he's got a druid in his back pocket. Sounds like helping him out. So we have casters to deal with. I think the reference here, why the powers did not leave the renegade. Remember, if you go too out of whack for being neutral, so you have to be neutral at some way. Neutral evil, neutral good, neutral. True neutral is the proper way of saying it. It's fine. You can be lawful neutral. You can be, again, true neutral, or you can be chaotic neutral. Then that's fine. But if you deviate, if you're lawful good or lawful evil, then you're no longer neutral and you're not a druid any longer. I think that's what she's referring to here. All right, I understand. Farewell.
I don't believe in fate, stranger. But our meeting seems more than a coincidence.
The nymph's whisper fades as she disappears. Well, alright. The nymph loves me. Set off to Thornford and the bandit camp. Alright, let's actually take a look at that. See? Safe location. This is to let you know that you'll rest here. You notice how your team's not with you. Also, that's also what's going to tell you is when you get into Oleg's area, they will literally disperse. You'll walk alone. You'll have all the gear on you. That's the what do you call it? Shared stash. So you'll probably be a little overweight, but you usually sell to Oleg anyway, so it's not that big a deal. You can, of course, individually talk to each of the characters. For some reason, Lindsay's bugged right now and not letting me click her. I'm not real sure why that is. Normally I can, so I don't know what's going on there. Well, let's talk to Svetlana, see what she has to say. She said she'd talk to us in the morning anyway, right? Svetlana says, good day. I hope you're feeling all right after that battle. I can't thank you enough for what you've done. I definitely don't want to waste your time, but if you have a moment, I have a request. What do you want to ask me? She lowers her head. This is a very personal request and maybe not important enough for your time. I'll completely understand if you say no. When the first time the Stag Lord's thugs came here demanding money, they also took my wedding ring. Just tore off my hand. It's just a trinket really, but it meant so much to me. I remember every moment of the day Oleg came to me, that ring in hand to ask if I'd marry him. I was standing in a fancy dress on the stairs of my father's home, fearing that I'd misheard something or that I'd say something stupid and everyone around would laugh. Svetlana interrupts herself, shaking her head gently. If you happen to find my ring among the band's possessions, please bring it back to me. It's easy to recognize. My name is engraved inside the band. Svetlana drops her eyes, lowering her voice. There is one more thing. Among the bandits, there's a dark-haired woman who wields dual axes. She's not bad in a fight. In fact, she can be extremely dangerous and cruel. But please, I beg you, show her mercy if you have the chance. I'd be happy to help, Svetlana. Svetlana nods. I'm so grateful for your help. Tell me about yourself. How did you and your husband find the courage to establish a trading post in the Stolen Lands? It was Oleg's idea, though I support him in it. We didn't realize how dangerous it was here, of course. In Restov, everyone respects the Sword Lords, and everyone's accustomed to relying on them. Even the mention of someone like Lady Jamandi could be enough to fend off a street thug or some other trouble. Could maybe even work in some places here, but not with the Stag Lord's men. That's why we need to get rid of the Stag Lord. Can you tell me about the Stag Lord? He's not just some average bandit. No one puts a stop to him. He'll turn the Stolen Lands into his personal kingdom, a kingdom of fear and oppression. Alright, so chaotic good is what we should be, right? So I like adventures, but I definitely prefer the ones that involve stopping villains and helping people. Can't thank you enough for the hope you've given me, but please be careful. The Stag Lord is extremely dangerous. I have to go. Farewell. Well, alright. Now we have, of course, Honorial 8 Eyes here. This is the person you would talk to if you want to hire people. So if you want mercs on your team, custom-made characters, if I'm not mistaken, you can get them from her. I'm not going to pick them. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm not going to pick them because I already have a team of 4. And the team I have was actually a pretty decent team. Now, I could see if you were unlucky enough not to get a healer of some kind on your team that you might want to get a healer. Or if you don't have any good fighter on your team, that maybe you really want to have someone that can, do some damage. But chances are you already have the Barbarian. You probably got Lindsay. I think they make you take her, no less. Because she pretty much hates Tartuccio. So it's kind of a thing. I think you'd have to be pretty evil to piss off Lindsay and have her not come with. So you got a second-rate healer and you got a second-rate fighter in the Barbarian. She's not bad, don't get me wrong. It's just she's not an armored-up, straight-up fighter. She is a Barbarian. So she's going to take damage. She's going to do damage. It's what she's there for. So if you want to build your own team, you can do that. I'm not going to do it because I'll miss those personal interactions that you get between the characters that they've custom made for this game. Alright, so here we are. Let's go talk to some Oleg. Greetings. Oleg seems to be in a good mood and greets you warmly. You certainly ruffle those villains' feathers. Well, anyway, new day, new troubles. Have you seen the fog? Never seen anything like it before. The road to Restov looks like someone spilled milk and it just hung in the air. I couldn't see anything through that soup. Not even with a torch. Feels like witchcraft to me. I bet the Stag Lord's involved somehow. Rumors say he deals with all kinds of bad magic. Alright, we can talk to him some more, but let's actually just get the Wares thing out of the way. Nothing's too good for such a good person. Well, alright. Now we stole their stuff. Notice how we have my belt, and I got a Blessed Signet. Signet grants the wearer the ability to cast a Bless spell as a first level cleric 3 times a day. And of course we have our little pet Ember. Basically it says charges 1. Basically just activated. It's a toggle. You have to have it on your belt, I think. And she gives you a morale bonus of +1 to saving throws. So that's kind of nice. And we have composite law ball. We'll keep one, but let's get rid of the others. Lose some weight. And of course, we'll do offer, which gets rid of our lame-ass junk. Now, be aware that some of these items may be sold like this. Obviously, you'll sell them for a song, and you'll buy them back at an inflated price. But some of these items might be necessary for your spells. As you get higher up, they actually do require, I know diamond dust is one of the things that you have to have for certain spell uses. So don't be getting rid of things just because you're losing some weight, because these things really aren't weighing all that much. Incense, pearls, the silver disc is probably junk, the silver ring's probably junk. You probably don't need those items. But the things that might be like gems could be things that you might need. We get rid of all this leather, these crappy short swords, regular leather. The last stuff is studded leather. We're going to keep the bucklers because you never know when you need to equip another shield on a teammate. He has one shield, but the downside of that is he can't use it with two different weapons. It's not like Neverwinter Nights 2 where you can just drag the shield into the other slot and share it. So he just swaps out the weapon. You literally have to have another shield on him. Seems kind of stupid. Maybe they'll fix that. I don't know. That's a concern, really. It's not that big of a deal. It does make them be heavier, though. It's kind of annoying. Alright, so let's actually get some of this stuff equipped here. Now I have a belt that gets +2 to con. Increases your fortitude, which I could definitely use. It'll also give me more hit points, which I could definitely use, because I'm 17, she's 30, he's 21, and Lindsay's 19. So I'm the lowest man on the totem pole. Let's get me some actual HP here going. Little bit of fortitude too, never hurt anybody. We're going to equip that signet ring, and that'll give me that bless 3 times a day. And I'm going to make a ring right here. Double click that, and boof. We got Ember on our team. Now, is there anything else that I need? Probably not. Do I have rations? Camping supplies. I do have rations. Enough for 1 camp. That might be enough. And we do hunt, so we could get lucky. Alright, Vulcan frowns as he ostentiously examines the nearest wall, hands in his sleeves. Without turning to you, the old man finally says in a dull voice, "You want some potions? Can I help you in any way?" Vulcan glances at you, suddenly interested. "Well, since you're asking, there's a cave nearby. I used to pick berries in there, but the place has been overrun by spiders. The berries are red, look a lot like raspberries. Fangberries, I call them. I'd be real grateful if you gathered a basket of them and brought them back. Just be quick if you do. They spoil quickly. Fangberry Cave has been revealed on the overland map. Those spiders in the cave are extremely mean. I'll give you some alchemist fires. Crafted them myself. Burn those spiders. Teach them how to clean my Fangberry Cave." Alright, I also need a bucket of moon radishes. They're a rare and mysterious plant. I don't know where to find them, but I know the kobolds gathered them and value them highly. It's not a huge deal, really. I'd do it myself if I were younger, but if you're willing, I'll pay you. 3 potions for the berries and a purse full of coins for the radishes. Why do you need fangberries and moon radishes, Vulcan? You want to know, huh? Well, I'm glad to tell you after you bring some to me. Alright, I'll help. Show me what you have. He has alchemical stuff. So we have alchemist fire. Reasonably cheap. Same with the flask. So I'm going to, let's see, we got, what, 2? Acid flask. Did he give me alchemy fire? He gave me 7. Oops. So let's actually grab, come on now. Enough acid flasks to match it. 7 and 7. Works for me. Alright, thanks buddy. And with that, we have a couple places to go. Before we get outside, let's actually look at our journal, shall we? We have First Step to Glory, completed that. As you can see. And again, I missed the hidden room. I think that was on the last video I recorded, to point that out to you guys one more time. When you had those swords that are up or down, we had them all go down, we opened a hidden room. Turns out if you put them all up, there's another hidden room. Spoilers, but I'd rather you guys get the treasure than not. So, by all means, get that. I have no idea what's in there. I saw someone going in on another LP, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, wow, it really is in one that's going up, and I just never tried it. So, that's what you get. We have 88 days and 6 hours to complete the first mission of killing off the Stag Lord, right? Now, we have missions within this, as you can see, ones that are completed. Let's just shrink those down. We have to set off to the Thornford bandit camp there. What a mess. While we were resting at the trading post, our leaders suddenly shared into empty space, moving his lips as he were talking to someone. And then he said he knows where the bandits who attacked the trading post are camped. We'll never find the Staglord's fortress in all this ominous fog that blankets the area. But if we track down his gang, we'll be able to follow their trail. Off we go. And then we have that. And then, of course, the taking over the stolen lands from the Staglord. So we have plenty of time. It looks daunting. We only got less than 3 months, but you'll be leveled up. By the time you get to about 30 days, that'll probably be the time that you're probably going to head over there to whoop up on the Staglord, or at least give it your first try. And even then, you still got some time. Oh, bitter rival. Now remember, we have Tartuccio. Our daring Mr. Stabbington and the insidious sorcerer Tartuccio received a special task from Jamandi Aldori, a chance to claim their own barony, but only one of them may prevail. We must seek Tartuccio out in Stoneland to find out what our rival is busy with. So we have Svetlana's ring that we need to get, fangberries, and moon radishes for Buchan. And of course we did the secret room. That's the one that I did get, not the one that I missed. So apparently if you do either, that finishes that quest. It doesn't tell you that there is two. Alright, so now you go here, and again make sure you have all your spells all learned and all that fun stuff. But you go here, and then you see our bless ring. I'm going to actually slap that up here under the tab that I use for... Come on now. For buffs are on my left, attacks are on the right. I keep these ones down here because these are spells that are hit and miss, use them quickly. So they're commonly being used in fights. So if you click on here, it reminds you have stuff left in the trading post. You can leave it there, and it will be there when you come back. So that's all good. Matter of fact, we can leave that composite bow probably too, because we're not going to use it. I'm just going to leave one of the bucklers behind because they weigh a little bit. Notice the weight is based off of just me. Now we say leave, and we get to get a full party. Normally you have to drag them over here, but for whatever reason they assume you want all 4 of you to go with. So you just say accept, and out you guys go. Now you can explore the overland map some more. Now remember, you will need to camp, so you'll need camping supplies, or you'll need a good hunter. Fortunately, Amiri's probably a pretty good hunter for our team. And we'll only get better as she levels up. Now you have to have things to protect you while you're camping. Cooking is also useful, but not necessary while you're camping. And you need guards to look out for you while you're camping. So we've already been back this way, so going all the way back here, just to scroll over show you, is probably a bad idea. Notice also that the fog encompasses us now. That's what this little cloud's all about. And literally, the fog extends to over here now. And where it wasn't there before, now it's creeping in on us. So that's the Staglord's Druid's influence. Look how much influence that doofus has over this area. It's pretty darn huge. So we have the Fangberry Cave with spiders and Thornford. Thornford sounds like the way to go to me. Oh, let's cruise on down this way though. Ooh, hey there, that was quick. Oh, I forgot something. Well, I'll show you when we get inside here, but something you'll need to do every time you leave Oleg's, if you're not the primary fighter, if you're not the person that you want in the first rank, the first position. Oops. A dirty old man in squalid clothing shuffles up to you. His gray hair is unkempt, and he continually clenches and unclenches his wrinkled, freckled hands. When he stops and looks up at you, his eyes widen and he tugs at his beard. Strange weather. Visible fog creeping out of the woods. Soars beyond the sky, obscures the sun and moon. Strange. The old man shakes his head, his eyes shifting about seemingly at random. I don't like this old man. Looks like the kind who can cast the evil eye. Who are you? The old man freezes for a moment. Remus. But that won't help with the fog. What are you doing here? The old man raises a thick eyebrow curiously. I do nothing. Breathe, walk, observe. The fog looks visible enough to me. I see more than ever. I've never seen so much before. The old man wipes his hand across his face and sighs wearily. But someone must look, and no one else can. Okay, invisible fog, does that mean you can find your way through it? The fog is wrong. It hinders your legs, not your sight. I wish not to try. I should probably go. The old man stares at you intently. You hasten? You should. Your rival wastes no time. He races but in another direction. He searches for power. he'll find it. My rival? Do you mean Tartuccio? The old man tugs his beard again. He's not tall, but he wants to climb high. Beside him are those who could stand against him, and might yet still. What power is he searching for? Someone else's. Old, but forever young. That which was taken from another. That which gave joy, and now gives death. Can you tell me where he is now? He's in an old tomb, south of the trading post. Ancient tomb has been revealed on the overland map. We gain 270 XP. Thank you. The old man nods. How do you know we're rivals? I don't know. I see. You can choose where you set your eyes, usually. But you can choose what they see? All the reason not to linger. Farewell. The old man turns and walks away slowly, muttering softly. Once stolen, the land should be reclaimed. Once reclaimed, binded with the claimer shall it be. Binded, merged, joined by unbreakable ties, claiming the land, claiming its pain, claiming its death. End dialogue. Thanks, Remus. Even if that was a little trippy. Alright, meet with Tartuccio in the Stormlands. Examine the ancient tomb. Well, alright, we have another mission. We'll see where this leads us. Shall we? Boom. Anyway, you see how I'm up front. Once we get to the overland map, I'll switch this around. But once you leave Oleg's, you should really reset your party formation. That's kind of, it's not a bug, it's just they never probably considered it. And it's easy enough to switch yourself out. It's just annoying when you forget. Alright, they said south of the... Oh, yeah, it sure is. There's the ancient tomb. Let's do that. I don't want to mess with these fangberries yet. Spiders that mean poison. So, we're not really that tough. But Tartuccio's a little butthole. I hate that guy. He set me up. Yes, I do want to enter the ancient tomb. Thank you for asking. Little jerk. Alright, now I have to remember, of course, we're rested, which means I have my spells, but I haven't cast my spells. You don't usually cast them and then travel, because they wear off so quickly. So,
Time's not waiting.
at the very least, I want that one up on.
Yes.
Alright, let's pause that and take a look at what we got here. So I'm rocking a 19, she's at 15, 18, and 18 for Lindsay. Yeah, so we're not doing bad. Amiri is probably the worst off of the group.
Focus on the goal.
My spell wouldn't have done her any good because she already has armor. Now, shield would work, but it only lasts for 1 minute per level. And, well, I'm level 2, so maybe if we get enough fight, I can cast that quickly. Buff myself up with another +4 to my armor. Well, let's actually
An ambush.
stealth. Be smart about this. As a matter of fact, being even smarter, let's do a quick save, shall we? Alright, so we had all these other ones that I had done from Oleg's trading post. So leaving Oleg's is probably one that I can just overwrite. Silver Spoon, Scroll of Summon Monster 1, and the Garnet Ring, which reminds me. What do I have for scrolls here? Scroll Snowball. Yep. Someone had asked... Give me a copy of that spell book. Someone had asked if I am considering taking this Arcane Trickster. Sure enough, I am. I don't know what Arcane Trickster offers. What I mean by... What is that? Okay, guys, let's copy the spell book. Sure, why not? Bless, I can't copy and raise that. That's assignment. This is an Eldritch Scoundrel, which allows me to be kind of a rogue, kind of a wizard. Not really the best at both, but I level straight up into both without having to multi-split. This game does not seem to have a penalty for splitting your character. Now, I might be wrong. I haven't just done enough of it yet to actually notice. But in like Neverwinter Nights 2, you had to, classes had to be equally progressed. You upgrade 1 level in wizard, you upgrade 1 level in rogue, 2 level in wizard, 2nd level in rogue, and you have to mix and match and go back and forth that way. This one has it all built into itself, so I can just go Eldritch Scoundrel and I get the best of both worlds as far as I'm concerned, because I get some sneak attack, I get some skills, and I also get my wizardly casting, but I only get up to level 6 progression for spells. So keep that in mind. I do get a spell book, which is nice, but I'll be more of a fighter with spells, kind of like the opposite of a magus, as far as you're not a fighter wizard like a magus is. You're more of a rogue wizard, which is what I'm shooting for. Now, if Arcane Trickster offers me some good stuff, I may dip into it, 10 levels worth. But having said that, I haven't seen it yet. I really don't know what it does. I'll unlock it, and then I'm sure I'll be able to look at it and decide if it's worth going Arcane Trickster. If not, I may just stay the Eldritch Scoundrel that I am and take it to level 20 to see what it has to offer. But never discount the fact that you can dip into other classes. I just like the fact that I don't have to be a rogue to get sneak attack. For those of you that you don't know that, I mentioned this before, there is a feat that allows you to get sneak attack level 2. The trick is you have to have level 1. Well, I'm like, well, bummer, you still have to be a rogue to unlock that. That's not true. There is at least one class out there that gets sneak attack damage, and I want to say it's the a subclass of the alchemist. And they lose bombs, but they are allowed to do sneak attack damage. And they have a couple really nice things, like to get spell progression similar to me, where you only get to level 6, but their spells are slightly different. Kind of healing and buffing more than straight up attacks, which is fine. And they get a special infusion that they can chug once a day for like 10 minutes per caster level of alchemist caster level. And that gives them like a +4 to either strength or dex or con, and a -2 penalty to either intelligence, wisdom, or charisma, depending on which one that they buff up here for the physical stats. I could see building a nice dex, intelligence-based alchemist, and be that subclass where I get some sneak attack and take that Arcane Trickster. See what it has to offer, because that to me would be pretty darn cool. So really neat that they have stuff like that in the games and don't have to just be a rogue. I think that's kind of nice. But anyway, we're talking too much and we're not fighting, so let's get into it, shall we? Alright, we're going to creep on up here and see what we have to see. Alright, we got Tartuccio's Mercenary. What do you got? We got another Mercenary. Come on, man. And we found Tartuccio. A gnome in gaudy purple garb seizes your attention. Of course, the scoundrel Tartuccio, who you know from your time in Restov. The vile gnome is standing on a small hill, expressing his discontentment in every way he can muster.
Let me guess, you're still dawdling. Should I make some tea in the meantime? Bake a pie, perhaps? Plant a small garden and harvest some cherries? Perhaps you'd be more comfortable wearing fool's caps and colored trousers. Then at least I'd be able to sell tickets. Come one, come all! Feast your eyes upon the slowest and the most ridiculous buffoons in Golarion!
Looks like Golarion is the world that we live on, so it's not Earth, it's Golarion. Huh, cool.
Sir Tartuccio, I may serve you, but I am no one's slave. We do what we can, but it is no simple feat to find an unknown object in a masked dungeon.
Hold your tongue, gnome. I can hardly tell your twaddle from the buzzing of a fly.
She said twaddle.
Quickly now, if we don't find that artifact soon, someone else might seize it. Someone who's standing over there watching you right now, you fools!
Tartuccio turns his angry gaze upon you. He nods to his guards, draw their weapons. Now we have some diplomacy checks here. Notice how Lindsay's got an 8. We did buff up like we probably should have, so she could have been at a 9, where we pretty much guarantee we would have succeeded. So as long as you don't roll a 1, Lindsay, then we can win this. But it looks like we got a choice. We either have Valerie or Jaethal, and more likely than not, whoever we pick will be the person that joins us, or at the very least, will dump Tartuccio. Now Jaethal, if you recall, she has that scythe. She's undead, so she has a lot of good things going for her because of that. But she's evil, if I'm not mistaken. Valerie seemed noble. She didn't like us for a couple of reasons, and I can't remember what those were. But I like her, and she's a kind of a shield maiden, so she's a fighter that's kind of really tough armor to penetrate. So I kind of dig Valerie, so let's do a diplomacy check on her. Valerie, I would say you and your sword can find greater glory than in service to Tartuccio. He summoned you to fight the Stag Lord's bandits, but now he uses you for more questionable dealings.
You're right. Tartuccio has deceived us. A warrior who bows to a lie, who humiliates herself. There is no glory in this. I shall aid this scoundrel no more.
Nice.
I see my magnificent rival will stop at nothing, even at stealing the servants of his enemy. Let us see if your fools are even more useless than mine. Draw your swords and cover my retreat. Enemy approaching.
Well, all right. So we got her. If she's not on our side, at the very least, she's not going to be fighting us. Maybe we'll get lucky and she'll swing at these guys. We have 1, 2, 3. He's big too. 4 mercenaries to our 4, possibly with her help. Jaethal, I don't know if she's going to attack or she's just going to leave with Tartuccio. I'm not real sure. Point is, we got a pretty good chance at whooping up on these guys. So let's take our 2 front runners. That's the Barbarian and Harem, and go take out this guy over here. I'm going to buff up. Since it's personal, I think you just have to activate it. Nice.
This should
Let's get
do
in
it.
hand. Lindsay, hon, come out here and do a good thing. Or you buff your team.
Serves you right.
Yeah, it looks like Valerie's helping us.
A calculated risk.
These guys know what they're doing. Okay, get over here.
Could be worse. Will be.
Ooh, they buffed themselves up and got big and strong.
This will hurt.
This one's got some magic.
Survive. I always survive.
Let's try this way.
But we lost a couple of our peeps. They didn't go black though. They go black and white, and that means they literally died. Here they are, back on their feet. Well, looks like we got a new buddy. Well, alright team. Throw some bodies, shall we? I get lucky and get some decent gear off of these bums. Let's see what we got here. It seems from afar to be but cracks in the stone, but turns out to be a faded image of the sun. A grinning jackal skull has recently been scratched on top of the image. On closer inspection, one can discern the outline of a head with a single eye. Judging by the outline, this bas-relief once depicted the sun and moon. Now it's almost completely eroded. I wonder what he was looking for over here. The image carved in the stone has almost completely worn away over the ages. One can still distinguish a sickle, a sword, and a skull with a single eye socket covered with a coin. Let's actually get our party order correct. Oop, looks like we got some death going on here. Death's Door. Characters at Death's Door and escape a deadly blow only by sheer luck. If their hit points fall below their native constitution modifier again, they will truly die. This condition can be removed by visiting a healer at the capital or by greater restoration. Okay.
Yes.
You're not doing good, buddy.
I'm still here.
Need to buff everything in case we miss a check here. I don't want to have to worry about it. Piece of gear. Back.
The end
You
draws
deserve to
near.
buff everybody up with some healing. Including yourself, bro. Do it again. Nice.
Interesting.
Oh, what's that? Oh. Ooh. What do we got over here?
My search was not in vain.
Coin.
What's that?
Ooh, something for me. Alright, where's my little buff bot?
Sorry, was lost.
Make me cool.
I know what to do.
You sure do. You just earned that trap and get some XP for yourself.
It is finished.
Yeah, sure did. 132. Let's look at that character sheet. Wow, look at that. I'm already level 3 almost. She's way behind the curve at 1. She's doing okay at 2. So is he. Lindsay's probably doing the best out of everyone except for me. Not bad. It's the way it should be. I want to be the main focus of it, so I should be the highest XP character. Bas-relief of the sun, long eroded. The vague outlines of 4 strange creatures have been carved over it. Got some more loot. Anything else in the room?
All according to plan.
Alrighty. Looks like we're bouncing. Before we do that, I am a little wounded. Let's actually make sure we don't step out into a... Ooh, and we got gear. Longsword +1. Who can use that? She has a Masterwork Bastard Sword. She'll keep that. She's got a +1 weapon already. He can't use it. Seems weird, but whatever. I can't use it. I have a Masterwork Light Mace. So Lindsay could use it. It'll do extra damage. Otherwise, it's basically the same as what she was wearing. What's her armor looking like? She's banded mail. Very nice. Okay. And she's got that lantern on her belt. I'm okay with that. She's going to be up front anyway. Let's leave it like that, shall we? We had another bigger shield. Like so I said, if I gave him another weapon, you'd have to put a shield here, you see. You can't share them amongst the slots. So you have to literally equip him with another shield and a different weapon if you wanted to go that route. So that's okay. We don't have to do that. It's just a straight up light crossbow. Yeah, alright. I wanted to heal him up. Where's our little potions? Here we go. Use one more. There we go. And of course her as well. Now, I don't know what I clicked on to give him this death penalty thing. I know he got hit. I understand that part. It's just I thought I shut that off in our playthrough. Maybe I was mistaken, or I just did it wrong. And I'm getting really unlucky with the rolls on healing her. 3, 3, 4. Oh, she's got a lot of health too, so maybe that's part of it. Anyway, point is I honestly didn't expect that. It means he probably should have died, is what that was probably telling us. And he still can. Like it says there, it says if their hit points fall below their negative constitution modifier again, they'll die.
Just awaits us.
Why does he have a negative constitution modifier? That seems like a bug or a typo. How sweet. The first breath of fresh air after the stale, damp stuffiness of that tomb. Before us stretched an unending heath, replete with hills and gullies and patches of low shrubs. Already, the trail of Tartuccio and his companions had gone cold. We have a lower nature check, and Amiri is a +6 with this one. But we could not give up so easily. Whether the trail went cold or not, it was one we had to follow. Good luck. Yeah, good job. No blade of grass was bent. It must have had enough time to straighten back up, since whoever last passed through. But the heath's dry earth preserved the prints of little shoes. Our eyes to the ground, we followed the trail. We walked and walked until finally we came to a huge gully, the dried up bed of a river of yore. But what is this? At the edge, the grass was trampled down, and the soil turned up, and claw prints. Lots of them. We stumbled upon a fresh battlefield. And here the trail split. One set of footprints walked away from the battle, and down into the gully. The brave footprints that faced down their enemies followed the path along its edge. We gained 70 experience for Amiri for that. That's not bad. Oh, we got another lore check. We tried to imagine who or what left the claw marks. Come on, Amiri, you can do it again. Yeah, good job, team. She's crushing it. The claw marks were not deep. The attackers were small and lean. And more, these creatures walked on 2 legs. Finally, the form of the prince left no doubt in our minds. We stumbled onto Cobalt Lands. Oh, and this is where we needed those, not the berries, the mushrooms? Rutabagas? Something like that. Gained 78 more experience for Amiri. Very nice. Now we have, we carefully studied the trail that led down into the gully. To our surprise, we discovered that the little shoe prints turned into little clawed footprints on the way to the gully. It was as if someone from Tartuccio's band was wearing shoes, then either took them off or grew claws, then jumped into the gully to avoid the battle. Detect magic. We tried to find any traces of magic in the surroundings. We discovered traces of a spell, apparently from the illusion school of magic, near where the lonely trail descended into the gully. Outstanding. So we have a path that snakes along the gully, which with all the people fighting. We stood while and thought, then followed a single set of footprints. So basically, let's examine the path that snaked along the gully first. The path was frequently used. In its dust we saw both sets of footprints together. It was clear that those who had no claws left the battle, surrounded by those that did. Okay, it was clear that those who had no claws left the battle, surrounded by those that did. So the claws that did, that was kobolds. So there's another group of people there that didn't have, that had shoes on or something. So we saw a single set of footprints, which we pretty much believe is Tartuccio, or we could follow the big path to everyone else. Tartuccio's our goal, so let's follow him. We stood a while in thought, then followed the single set of footprints down into the gully. The way down was steep, and it took some time to reach the bottom. Walking on the loose soil was difficult, but the clawed footsteps were easy to spot. The bottom of the gully went downhill, deeper and deeper. Finally the footprints turned, whirled up the steep slope, and disappeared at the gully's edge. We couldn't but admire the animal agility and clever claws of the creature we were following. The slope before us was as tall as 2 tall men and ended at a hanging crest. Climbing such a slope would be no easier than climbing a sheer wall. However, a long, steady-looking root stuck out of the ground from the top. Okay. Mobility check. There was one brave hero among us who decided to try his luck and climb the root. It's going to be me. Now this part I do like. They give you the option of picking somebody else. Now you see that we have a minus 15, obviously not our character, a 3 for Miri, minus 9 for the armor-clad dwarf, 8 for me, who's clearly going to be the pick, and 6 for Lindsay. So if I wanted to pick someone else to get the XP, I could do so, but it's me that I want. Succeeded at a mobility check. Yeah, me. After tugging on the root, Mr. Stabany took a deep breath, grabbed it with both hands, and began the difficult ascent. Pushing with his feet against the slope and grabbing the root with both his hands, he climbed higher and higher. Only his heavy breathing and the faint creaking of the root broke the deadly silence. Suddenly, dust poured down from the top of the slope, and the root began to slide from the ground. Keeping his wits, Mr. Stabany shifted his weight to his legs and froze. After a tense moment, he continued his journey and soon had reached the top of the slope. After catching his breath, he lay on the ground and offered his hand to help the next of us up. After climbing out of the gully, one by one, we easily found the clawed footprints again and moved forward. The air grew tense. We sensed that we were approaching our target, and our intuition proved correct. Well, alright, team. Nice, we shot some pretty decent XP for that stuff. Some nice little choose-your-own-adventure tales that they've added to the game. I like this part. Alright, though, we are catching up on time, though, here. We should probably stop it where we're at now. Let's actually do a quick save here. My name is Brothermutant. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you guys think so far. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye now.